Hello, my fellow Americans.
Hey,
Fawz, you're back from my rant.
I thought you were supposed to be back a week ago.
Well, that was the plan, but as you might have heard, they've made it a little bit harder for people like me to get back into the country.
you're the one who voted for him.
I'm not complaining. I just spent a glorious weekend in the Baghdad airport living off of Cinnabons and duty-free peppermint schnapps.
Well, I'm glad you're back. Did you bring me a souvenir? Snow globe, t-shirt, some of those delicious curds I keep hearing about?
First of all, Kurds are people. And no, I got you something better. Try it on.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
What are those?
Oh, I'm taking SATs next weekend.
Yep, Franco's been working really hard at applying to college and not getting me that donut I ordered 5 minutes ago.
My bad, Randy. You know, I might be too old for college, but the good news is that I hit that sweet spot where I get hit on faculty and students.
Ah, yes, a young black man who works at a donut shop and spends thousands of dollars on an art degree. Sounds like a sad documentary.
You know, I'm starting to warm up to that travel ban.
Woo!
Hello.
Woo!
You are your own biggest fan. That was amazing.
I was just happy you introduced us so nicely, that's all.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Guys, congratulations on season 2 of the show.
Thank you.
You finished up season 1, which was like 12 or 13 episodes you guys did, right? Before the end?
13, yeah.
13 episodes. So what's it like going into season 2 right now for you? The writers know you. They know what you guys like to do and can do. Does it feel like they're writing for you?
Yeah, actually, the scripts are getting stronger. You know, all the material we want to discuss. It's just you know, it's been getting better. Each episode we do, we're getting to know each other even more. The chemistry's getting stronger, you know. And what we're going to do better is just expand on what we did the first season, which is introduce the characters and just really just open up their backgrounds a little more so the audience can understand where we all come from and why we think the way we think.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun, right? I mean, it's like you were saying.
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, you have been, yeah. No, we've been having a lot of fun, and it's fun. As you know, we're all stand-up comedians, and so we all get along, and then the cast. There's Judd Hirsch and as well as Katie Seagal as well, and now we have a new cast member this year.
Diane Guerrero.
Diane Guerrero.
Yeah.
He's a fan.
Awesome.
So it's a fun place to work. So we're happy to have season 2, man. It's great. Yeah.
As, all of you as sort of like stand-up comics and comics in your own right, do you work with the writers at all on the material, or are you just excited for what they're bringing you all the time?
Well, of course we're excited.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You know, no, it's a process, and they're very open to collaboration. But you know, you can't change things because if you move one brick, the whole house changes. Because you know we've got 22 minutes or 21 and a half, so you can't add a line because then someone else has to lose a line. So you got to be respectful of that. Now, what we do is, you know, we
Says the guy who adds all the lines.
No, I don't.
I'm just joking.
He does.
I'm just joking.
This is true.
I'm just playing. Well,
I try.
He's an improv genius, so you gotta let Koechner go.
They're gonna cut him anyway. There's a tag Maz and I came up with at the end of that gift exchange that they didn't use.
Yeah, you know what the problem is, what David was saying, there's a lot of truth to it, because as comedians, again, we're looking for funny lines to maybe pitch and try out. But you're right, the writers also got to look at the storyline. They got to look at, you know, there's a lot of other things going on. So sometimes we propose things and it just doesn't really fit in. But the beauty is they allow us, at least on tape night, to take a couple of takes at it. And it's good having one of the producers, he's an exec producer, who's on the set with us rehearsing all week. So if we come up with something, we often go over and go, hey, Jermaine, what do you think of this? You want to run this by you know, the writers? And he says, yeah. So it's a good collaboration.
I think they trust us a little bit more too this season. You know, like if there's a line that's like, you know, whoop, there it is. You know, I'll go, hey, you know what? I don't think a guy my age would say that. Let's figure out how we can change that. Who let the dogs out? Okay, whatever you want to do.
Kind of the same thing, but sure,
right.
sure.
You only get one. You only get one there. But no, they know us a little bit better. I think they trust us more. Koechner, I mean, like, you know, he's one of the best guys on the show because it's like he'll just have the funniest stuff, and it's like you can't keep it all because Koechner just change it 3, 4, 5 times. So it's like, man, it's always pretty good stuff, and all of us we're always thinking. You know
There's
what I
a
mean?
lot of comedy on the show, and some of it just doesn't make the final cut, and it sucks because like I watch some of the cuts, I'm like, can we get that joke? No, we only like certain amount of seconds left, and this frame has to be this. We can't make it all. I'm like, so many technicalities, man. It sucks because like everyone in the show is so damn funny. But
We can release a B-side.
I was
People
gonna
can
say,
watch, yeah, right?
when the DVD comes out, they're gonna be like bloopers and hopefully some things from the cutting room
As
floor
the
that we
credits
can
roll,
add.
like you show the clips, the backup clips and stuff.
Chappelle Show did it. Why can't we do it? They did all the.
Well, they were
bloopers.
telling us, back in the day, Judd was saying, because, back in the day, they had time for a theme song. They don't even have time, really, for a theme song anymore.
Remember theme songs? Remember that? Oh,
And that would
It's a rare condition in this day and age.
And it-
Leading the good news through the newspaper. You guys are the worst backup.
That's the words.
But
I
here's
don't know
the
the words.
thing, they used to describe the whole show to you.
It's a show about a family.
Exactly,
And
right?
the family's got these kids.
A black dude fresh out of water in a donut shop, and then an Iranian dude who had Iraqi on the show.
What was your favorite old school TV intro? Do you have a favorite one?
Nah, I'm a. DuckTales, man.
You know what?
I go DuckTales. I'm a 90s
you know,
kid, so
the best one
DuckTales.
was
What?
in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground. You guys.
Oh, wait. Keenan and Kel had a good one, too. Coolio was like, yeah, right. Thank you, sir.
How about
Cheers.
this old chestnut?
I don't.
Gunsmoke?
I
That's
don't-
Rockford File.
Oh, sorry.
There was a time in the
Cheers.
70s. In the 70s,
I was like, what?
well, no, in the 70s, TV theme songs were radio hits.
Yeah, but Cheers was making your way in the world today takes everything you got. That was the,
Yeah.
I don't know if we can cuss on this, but the ish.
The guy who did the song for Golden Girls had like a 70s soft rock hit. I can't remember his name, but you're right. They were like radio hits in that
Welcome
day.
Back, Cotter was a hit as well. What's his name?
Welcome back.
But
So your guys' job is to get a Superior Donuts theme song.
we want
You'll
to-
never
we only
hear
have
it.
5
You don't have
seconds
time
of
to play it.
I mean, you
They
can
don't
even
have
like, it'd be like, what was Seinfeld? Seinfeld just had like a
No, that's the thing. The first season had like a whole intro with credits and stuff, if I remember correctly, and then they just ended up having so much story that they had to
no,
sort
we
of
show
get
you
rid of
why.
the
Larry David
intro
was like,
completely. They were kind of the first one. They were like they completely got rid of the intro. Anyway, that's just,
One of our producers is here. We'll ask him to figure it out. One of our producers is here. We'll ask him to figure it out.
Give us a theme song, Mark. Write it. Get Randy Newman on it.
take us.
It's the friends in the donut shop. Sorry.
Take
I
us.
love donuts. All he's got to do is rework one of his songs. That's all.
You got a donut in me.
Katie Seagal. This is going nowhere.
Is this what it's like on set with you guys?
It's probably worse,
Pretty much,
honestly. Yeah. The
Now
writing.
you know why they won't let us say We've
Oh,
already,
look, no, we get in trouble all the
It's
time.
fun, but it's not good enough to really make the cut here.
we've already blown past the commercial.
Well,
break.
more importantly, they gotta like they gotta tape the show. So quite often, there is we have our first AD Becca telling us, all right, moving on, let's go, let's get going.
We have
All right, everyone's ready.
We have an incentive program now because we're always like messing around that whoever's back first from their dressing room when it's time to do a take, we get a little star.
Get a sticker.
And they think that's gonna make us get there earlier.
It's helped me out. It's helped me out.
I have
It's
not
funny.
fallen for. I got 1 star in the past 10 weeks, so I got nothing.
We have a terrible sense of timing. Like our timing is funny. We're good. We're good at being doing that on stage. But like in life, we just have so much fun with each other that we forget other people have to do their job. You know what I mean? So we have to like kind of hone it in. Like, okay, let's get back to the next take. And
How does Judd handle it?
oh man, Judd is funny himself. So like he's been around comics his whole life. And Judd's a legend. I think he just knows what he's had so much experience doing TV.
I think he's having fun. He's
having
with
a
us.
good time, I
We
think.
look up to him as a legend of television, right? And I
Yeah.
think he enjoys our energy. So when we're all goofing off, he's right there with us.
Yeah, but Judd, in fact, is probably the most energetic person on
He is.
set.
Yeah, and it's fun to
Yeah.
be a young person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'll be honest with you, as a comedian, watching Judd, I'm like, he takes this seriously. Like he's asking questions
Broadway,
like, why would
ordinary
my
people.
character do this? Why would I do that? And I'm just like, where do I got to end up? And what's
Yeah.
my line?
What's my
That's
dick
it.
joke? Yeah,
What's my dick joke?
Yeah, what's that going to be like?
Yeah,
The
it's
truth,
a
man.
joy to watch him work. I mean, he's
The way he picks apart little even sentences each thing means something to him. You know what I mean? Like watching him, because I do scenes with him a lot, all the emotional scenes and stuff. And I just want to make sure I get him to where he has to go, because I don't want to look like a schlub next to Judd fucking Hirsch. You know what I mean? So I'm always like, all right, cool, Judd.
He'd call you a schlub too. That's like a word Judd Hirsch
That's
would
one of
use.
his words. Yeah, schlub. You know, but I just want to make sure, like, you know, he's got to go where he has to go, and like, you know, he'll give me notes, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm always listening to him, man. Why the hell not? This is like this is a good acting class working with Katie and Maz and Dave and Judd and.
Judge knows her. What are you doing? Yo, and he walks away.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
He's very blunt. He'll tell you, nah, I don't like it, and walk away, because he's a gangster, man. Judd is a Broadway gangster.
Take us back to the beginning. Were you guys aware of the Tracy Letts play and everything?
Yeah.
And how much did it, when you started coming up with the show and it was brought to you, like, what was their take on the play and turning it into a sitcom?
Dave was cast first, and he's from Chicago, so I'm pretty
I
sure.
was not cast.
Yes, you were. Was it Maz?
The producers told me that I was cast first.
I thought it was Dave.
They told
Yeah,
everybody
it was
that.
me, and then you signed your deal after me.
I thought it was Dave.
And then
Sorry.
Dave.
My bad.
Dave
my bad.
came in like a day or two before the table read.
week before.
Yeah, a week. And I remember seeing you there, and it was.
Wait, 2 days before.
Yeah, so I'd met him in the comedy clubs, and I remember, and I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And we were, "Hey, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be good, man."
It's funny. When I saw it announced in the deadline, I had this feeling like I think I'm gonna be on that show. I just had this feeling.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. Like I think I'm gonna be on that show, and then. They had auditioned a bunch of people and nothing happened. I thought, well, maybe I won't. And then the call just came.
Was it because it was Chicago?
I don't know. Probably.
Dave
Maybe
reads
because
the
of that.
secret.
I'm gonna interview Dave for a minute. So but then once you got it, did you tell your wife? I knew I was gonna be on the show.
Here's what happened. I got the show. My wife was turning 50, and we were set to go to Mexico
love
for
that.
a week. We were set to go to Mexico for a week. I got a call on the Monday that said, good news, bad news. You're getting offered a television show. Bad news, it shoots Wednesday to Wednesday when you're supposed to go to Mexico with your wife.
And what did she say?
She said, I am filing for a divorce. No, she said that's fine, and so I bought her a car.
Beautiful.
Hey, there we go.
That's how you clean it up.
She's 50.
She can drive to Mexico.
Is it a car made in Mexico?
Yeah. So yeah, that's. But you know, I was familiar with the Tracy Letts play. I'd seen it at the Geffen in L.A. and I know it had a short Broadway run. Obviously, familiar with Tracy Letts for all his other work. I'd met him one time years earlier in Chicago.
He's intimidating.
Is he?
Yes.
I interviewed him once. I found him very intimidating.
The man is.
Because I really respect and admire his work, but he
Yeah.
also does not suffer fools.
He's a
know.
teddy bear though. Like I would say, he's a towering man. He has like this. He has this stoic
Presence. Yeah.
disposition, and the man takes his job very seriously. So I can see why you would say that.
I did interview him for a movie, and all of his answers were, yeah.
Yeah. All he wants to do,
Right.
all he wants to do is write. He's like a writer. You know what I mean? So you probably wasted his time. That's probably what he thought. You know what I mean? With all due respect, he's like, I just want to write. You know what I mean? He's an artist. You know what I mean? So Dave's. I mean, he's from Chicago. So you never saw it at Steppenwolf or anything?
No.
Okay.
I think I was out of town already. It was. I think it started at the Mariachi Theater Company. They'd workshopped it there, and I had done plays there before. Richard Kotowski was the original Arthur. But your original question was about the play. Oh,
Working with him in the play and developing the show.
He came
but
on set,
we didn't
actually,
work
yeah.
with him. You know,
We never. I didn't. I
it was just the source material.
It was, yeah. So from what I heard was Tracy tried his hand out at making it, a sitcom, and he pretty much just sold the rights, the CBS to turn it into a multicam, and they got Bob Daly and Garrett Donovan and Neil Goldman to write it, and Neil and Garrett, they've written on Scrubs and Family Guy, and I think Bob was showrunning Community at one point, and comedy dudes, straight up comedy writers, like they write jokes like no one's business, and so they brought me the script. I thought it was hilarious, and I've really felt a connection to Franco's character. I remember being broke, looking for a job back in Maryland, trying to find just some way to eat, and it kind of spoke to me. I love what they were talking about, gentrification and police brutality. And, it was those topics really hold dear to me because I've experienced those things my entire life. So why not, do a show that, is reflected of that. So
What I understand is I think John Montgomery brought it to Mark Teitelbaum, or did Mark Teitelbaum, who brought it to who?
Well, this is a trick of interviewing. You ask someone off camera a question.
No. But this is but who brought it to who?
It's a Johnny Carson tactic.
There you go. So the guy who originally brought it.
Property is
right now
a
he's,
thing where
Yeah.
you, it's a noun.
I often wonder.
I led you guys down this path. Sorry.
I often wonder if Tracy, if people go, "Hey, I've been watching your show."
Sure, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that he had very little to do with it after selling it, but I was curious if he spent some time with you guys on the set.
pilot. Yeah, he came on the pilot to give us some
He came
notes.
to a table read.
Came to a table read. That's where I met him the first time, and he's a cool dude. But at that
Did he
time,
give notes that day? Because we weren't
he
in
did.
the room. You were. So
He
what
did.
were his notes?
I don't remember. I think
You fucked up my show. No.
No, you assholes. No. He gave us some bits about like just the circuitry of the characters and why they worked at the play and what it might be missing in the pilot. So he gave us some notes and he just tapped out and left. You know, he's working on so many things. You know what I mean? This was just
He's got 3 plays up in
he
Chicago,
got a lot of stuff going on right now. You know, but I'm glad he took the time out of his day to come check out the table read because that meant a lot to me because I just want to make him proud of our show and what we were doing with it.
When you guys were doing the first season, how far along was the campaign? Had the election essentially ended at that point? Was it over, or were you in the
Well,
middle
we
of it?
shot it twice, actually. We shot it in March of 2016, and then we reshot it in September of 2016. They made some adjustments to the script and the cast, and so, yeah, the election had not occurred.
Well, it's such an interesting show for right now because it's a show about diversity and it's about the fabric of America and all the different kinds of people that go into the fabric of America. And you're exploring a lot of the issues and at times, like you said, police brutality and gentrification. But we have this kind of leadership that is very much opposed to even discussing or thinking about all of the different makeups of this country.
All the colors, just the one color.
Yeah, exactly. They want to only focus on this one color. What is it like to be making this show right now in the midst of this sort of political time that we're living in?
Well, honestly, I'm happy we get to talk about what we get to talk about. You know, there's a freedom to that. You know, I'm glad comedy is a way for us to sort of speak about these issues. You know, I think people are reflecting to TV shows and just entertainment in general that is reflective of the political climate right now. You know, I think people want something they can actually watch. That's something that a TV show that's about something. You know, I'm personally I love this show. I tell people all the time, if I wasn't in this show, I'd watch the hell out of this damn show.
And I think it separates us from everything else too. Like we take those chances that I don't think aren't too many shows on network television that'll talk about these things and take that risk of alienating a few people but gaining a few. So we take a chance and we got to be smart. We got to be on topic. But it's just hard to do.
Yeah, on top of that, I'm sorry, Rell. We're not like we don't want to preach to people either.
You fall in the line of a great show like Roseanne, which would discuss
exactly.
these issues, these working class
And give
issues
both sides.
specifically.
We don't wanna-
both sides, but at the same time was about the jokes and about the characters more than these issues.
We don't want to tell people how to think.
Yeah,
at
we
all.
don't decide
because
for the audience.
they're
I think
like
we do a great job
exactly.
of bringing
There's-
up both sides.
We have like
Because Maz's character's like a Trump supporter, right?
he's a Muslim guy who supports Trump, and
And
that's
then-
the most like iconoclastic. It's so
Well,
amazingly.
I actually know these types of people, so it was a fun character to play. He's a capitalist. He's a capitalist.
the most American person on the show.
He's an immigrant,
Yeah.
and he believes in capitalism, and it's a fun part to play because it's very far from politically where I am. So it's fun to play that character.
Yeah. And Dave's character, Tush, is this disenfranchised white guy, and it's so cool to watch him like try to maneuver his way through this millennial generation and try to get through life while being unemployed. You know what I mean?
That's where a lot of people in the country are. You
This
get
is
to be,
true.
In your middle years, and then all of a sudden you don't have what you thought you were going to have. You didn't achieve what you thought you were going to have, and you don't know what the future is going to hold. So really, he's just a survivor.
Yeah.
But that's what reflective of a lot of people.
black,
that are,
white, or Asian, Hispanic, anybody. You know what I mean? It's just we all, I think, in a way, we speak for a lot of people, regardless of your color. You know.
Whether you want us to or not.
Yeah. We're gonna speak for you. And it's just, I love the fact that we all come from different backgrounds on and off the show, and we get to, the main thing about the show that we all can agree on is that we want this one character, Arthur, to have his, besides Maz, of course, Fawz's character, to have his donut shop succeed, because if it wasn't around, we probably wouldn't even talk or know or even be, interact with each other at all, and that's the one thing that kind of holds us together is this one donut shop. And I think people across America have that one place they love to go to and hang out and just talk shit, you know what I mean? Just about life and what's on the news,
Let's get some questions from the audience. Who has a question? Right here.
Hi. First off, I have to say, Dave, your shoes are killing it right now.
Right? Thank you.
Killing it.
Alligator suedes.
Made from an animal?
There was a struggle involved.
Apparently.
Made this morning.
They are suede alligator. Thank you, sir. Good
got
eye.
it. As you guys said, this show, I mean, between Dave and then Judd and Katie, this show is just chock-piled with comedy legends. And you guys touched on ad-libbing earlier, so I have a question. Do you guys each have favorites lines that you ad-lib that made it to air, that didn't make it to air, and did any of them involve the Holy Moly Donut Shop?
Holy moly, though.
Well, Holy Moly Donut Shop is from in Friday After Next, the Ice Cream
Classic.
movie. I played a donut shop owner, and my name was Moly, and the donut shop was named Holy Moly Donuts. And now I'm playing a guy who's trying to buy a donut shop. So apparently my career revolves around donuts for some reason. I don't know how it all worked out. But yeah, in all honesty, I don't remember. I know we've ad-libbed some lines that ended up. I don't know.
We do so many jokes that I've forgotten bits that I've done that didn't make the cut, But I do remember other people's jokes, you know what I mean? Because I've been, that I haven't made. Me, myself, I don't know, but like Dave's got gems. Maz has got gems. In the second season especially, this episode, that was the first episode, right?
That was the first episode, yeah.
Oh, well, we shot an episode where Arthur brings in a flour guy who helps him, get his shipments ready to make these
His
donuts.
regular delivery. He delivers flour to
Delivers flour to the shop, and he's always saying these microaggressive things to Franco, and in particular, like, hey, man, you watched that basketball game last night? And I'm like, I don't watch basketball very much. You sure? Shit like that. Hate that shit. Anyway, I get him fired because he's racist as hell, and I hire another guy he's a black guy who owns a flour company. I want to give him a shot, and he's great to me, but apparently he's very sexist to Randy and Diane's characters, and so it's a double-edged sword because I like the guy, but he's sexist, and I'm like, but he's black. You know what I mean? So they're like,
it's just pointing out that you don't see the bias to another person. You only see it to yourself. So that was a good way that they represented that.
Right. My point is that episode is probably the most fun episode we've ever. I personally, my favorite.
That was a good one.
I got one. I remember one.
We ain't done, nigga.
I'm sorry.
And so
You never know with Jay.
there was a line that Maz had that we pretty much improvised on set. It sort of wraps up the show about like, hey man, I'm sorry that I didn't realize this guy was being sexist, and the racist guy tells me, well, I'm sorry I was being racist to you. Maz, did you learn anything in the episode? And there's a beat, and Fawz goes, I learned nothing, because that's just who he is. He doesn't really like he's pretty much self-indulgent, and he only cares about to me like himself. And it's not.
He's like the president of the United States of America.
In a
He's
way,
like Donald Trump.
Kind of is.
He is. He actually looks up to the guy.
He can't see anything beyond
Nothing. Himself. And it's little things like that. As the producer, like I wish from the cutting room floor they would make the actual show, but they didn't make the episode. But to me, that was my favorite thing. That
didn't make the episode.
No, I'm sorry, man.
No, but there's also the opposite of stuff that I knew wasn't going to make the episode, because David and I had a scene last year where they had, they're not all going to be hits. So you want to do a button at the end of the scene to get out, and we couldn't find the button. So they'd written it where Dave finds this comb, and then he comes over and he starts combing my mustache. And as we're filming it, we're like, we tried everything we could. Like we did the mustache like this. We did the mustache while like caressing my head. We did all kinds of weird stuff. And we're like, man, this is not going to make it.
Not working.
And we watched the episode. It didn't make it. And I knew that wasn't going to make it.
Rell, what were you going to add?
Oh, I'm good now. I'm fine.
Oh, no.
Was it the mustache bit?
No.
Oh,
You
gosh.
have a lot
by the
of
way,
stuff, too.
I'm in the show. Y'all didn't see me in the clip. So I was holding the camera that day. Hi,
Rell-
it's Rell Battle on Superior Donuts on CBS. No, I'm playing. It was one of the episodes we did where he doesn't know who he is race-wise.
Oh, right.
And he's like 2% black or something.
5%.
So, I'm sorry, excuse me, 5% black. Already taken. And so Franco, my character, we give him a copy of Roots.
Sweatpants.
And at the end, he just go, what did you say? You go,
oh, shit.
You go,
Yeah.
stay woke. And that shit was the most hilarious. That was the most hilarious. We couldn't get through that take. It was the most hilarious thing, I think, of the season for me.
I have to check. I think that might have made it. I want to make sure. It might have. I got to check, double check, because I haven't seen the final cut yet. But I think it has.
Next question.
That's a long answer.
Hi. So before you guys signed on to the show, were you aware of who the other cast members were? And also, are those donuts real, and do you get to eat them?
The donuts are 80% real.
We get that question every time.
We have some prop donuts, but 90% of the donuts are real. Yeah, they're real.
Well, to start off, I was actually going in for Jermaine's character, and then they were like, oh, they offered it to Jermaine Fowler. I'm like, well, that's their black dude for the year. So guess I take my ass on home.
And Rell, you almost moved back to New York after that, right?
I was moving to New York when the show got picked up.
And they were like, wait.
So they go, why don't you come in and play his best friend? I'm like, all right, whatever. What am I doing this weekend? And here we are.
I only knew Maz. I had not met Jermaine or Rell. Katie wasn't on the show yet in the first pilot, and neither was Judd.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I got a call from my manager saying there's a show with a Middle Eastern character named Maz. They actually had written the name Maz as the character, and he goes, they want you to audition for it, but we're calling them to let them know your name is Maz, and that they should just put you in the show. And I go, yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. And so I went and actually met with the producers, and I sat down and I said, listen, guys, I mean, I can play this character, you know, with my eyes closed, and because I know these characters, and then they put me in it, and then I just said, listen, if you're not going to make him Iranian because he's Iraqi, I said you can make him Iranian and keep the name Maz, or you should change the name so that it reflects an Arab name. And they go, okay. And I said, you know, you guys could do Muhammad, you could do like Hussein, you could do Amir. There's a lot of Arabic names. I go, why don't you go Muhammad? You can call him Mo. And they go, okay. And then they came back with Fawz, which sounds like Maz. And now sometimes people get confused on set, and they call me Maz because it's M-A. It's all very confusing. So yeah, that's how I got on.
I knew everybody. From the, like, not personally. I didn't know Dave personally or Maz personally, but
we knew each other, right?
I knew you from Rell Battle, but I was friggin' excited to like do the show because I've been a fan of this dude since I was, don't want to say when. Dave too, and Rell I knew from stand up, and Katie, yeah, and Judd. So I'm like, I'm doing this damn show. You know, and I was so happy they said yes, because, like, you know, you don't know who's going to be the diva or who's going to be hard to work with. Nobody's like that on this damn show. Like, nobody. And that's why it's so, you know, so easy to come do a show and, you know, tour and talk to you on this damn stage right now, because they all love what they do, and we love what we're talking about in the damn show. And, like, it's just one of the easiest jobs I've ever had, ever. Mm-hmm.
I think we have time for one more question.
Hi, guys. Thanks
You look
for
so
being
happy.
here.
Look at her. Hi. How you doing?
So I'm a huge Katie Seagal fan. Can you tell us?
She's not here. Sorry, but we're here right now, and we can answer your questions. So what do you need? Hi.
Can you tell us what it was like working with her?
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
She really is.
Angelic.
Yeah,
like
she's just a wonderful person, and she's a talent, obviously, and a professional. I mean, we are really blessed, but she's a treat.
I go to her with all my problems, like, hey, I'm having a problem with this or that, and she has this very maternal, like, you know, well, you should do this. Her voice is, you know what I mean? Like, Katie's voice is probably the most beautiful voice. She sings too, you know what I mean? She does live shows in L.A. Check her out sometime.
And she's Gemma from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
She's really she's amazing. As these guys said, did you get her book? She wrote a book. Have you gotten?
We had her here for a book. It's
yeah,
her life is so cool. Like
Pick up the book. I mean, you realize like, wow, she's really been through a lot, and she talks about it in the book. And
strong woman, man.
And it humanizes her, and it also makes you feel like, oh wow, everybody is going through something. So
You think you know
she's-
Katie, but you don't know
Yeah.
Katie.
Well, I would say too, in our business, a lot of people tend to, at some point in their career, feel entitled, right? But no one on the show does. And, if anyone has the right to, it would be Judd and Katie. But they absolutely don't. They are our peers. And that's all there is. It's really a wonderful workplace.
Guys, when can people check out Superior Donuts? What night is it on?
October 30th.
Monday.
9 o'clock Monday on CBS. You can do that.
Superior Donuts. Guys, give them a round of applause. Let's hear it.